We go to college or school so we can benefit ourselves, so we can get a degree and reach a status, so we can get a job, and so we can build and have a family and raise our children and work hard. Alhamdulillah, that's very good. Nothing wrong with that. However, we got to work hard for it. To own a business is not easy. Brothers, mashallah, worked for years and years to save money. I got their liquidation ready for them so they save for business and provide for their family. Some brothers, mashallah, Allah has blessed them with wisdom and aql and dhakat. They went to professional schools. Alhamdulillah, they made it. But ask them how many hours they studied so they can reach that status. That's an example. Wallahi, akhwan, is the same thing in our deen. You cannot boost your iman and feel the sweetness of the iman. As the Prophet ﷺ said, ذَاقَ طَعْمَ الْإِيمَانِ. He tastes the sweetness of iman. Who? Who's the one who tastes the sweetness of iman? What is our Messenger ﷺ telling us here? Ask yourself these questions, all of you. Did I taste the sweetness of iman in my heart? The Prophet ﷺ is telling us the answer. ذاق طعم الإيمان من رضي بالله ربا وبمحمد نبيا وبالإسلام دينا. But there is a tremendous amount of sharh in this hadith. Not just about the dahir of the hadith. The one who tastes surely the sweetness of iman, Allah Prophet ﷺ is saying here, is the one who is pleased and believing in Allah and believing His Messenger and believing as the Islam is the deen. However, that's not the only case. Anybody will say, oh, alhamdulillah, I believe in Allah. I believe in His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I'm a Muslim. Islam is the deen of the truth. But he does not taste the sweetness of iman. How come? Why not? But there is a secret to it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that many times in the Quran. We've talked about it when we explained the iman. And how do we increase our iman? Brothers and sisters, it is normal for us to struggle every day in this dunya. We can struggle with the deen, and we can struggle with the dunya. We can struggle with the dunya so we can make it and provide for our family. Alhamdulillah, have a stable life and have a happy life. And also we can struggle with the deen by you having a hard time praying, by you having a hard time fasting, by you having a hard time doing your mandatories, by you having a hard time doing your sunnah. And that's another wصايا لقمان will give his son, يا بني أقم الصلاة, after mentioning the shirk, after mentioning the respect of the walidain and the parents. He told him about that you shall return to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge you and ask you these questions. What have you done in this worldly life? How did you spend your youth time? How did you get your money and how did you spend it? And what did you do with your knowledge? These are the 4 questions by ikhwan that everyone should be ready to answer them. And I'm the ikhlas and sincerity inside him. How would I answer these questions to Allah? Will I be able to answer the question in front of Allah if He asks me? Or are we just going to be hiding and not showing our identity to the others? By explaining to them the beauty of this deen. By sharing with them our knowledge. By obeying our Lord and His Messenger ﷺ of how we are making our living. And from what other sources we're making our living. Are we feeding our children from the halal or from the haram money? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran, He's given the example considering this point. إِنَّ مِنْ أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَوْلَادِكُمْ عَدُوًّا لَكُمْ فَاحْذَرُوهُم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Surah Al-Munafiqeen that in need from your money and from your children there are enemies. Watch them. Be aware of them. Be careful of that. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us about this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you read the Quran, He always mentions the money before the children. There is a hikmah to that. Read the Quran and notice that. Always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning al-mal wal-banun. Mal first, then banun. The ulama have asked this question. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning money more than children or before the children. Why is that? There is a reason why. Sheikh bin Baz, rahimahullah, explained, and he said, the most thing that the people are following and making fitna for them is money. Money is the most major fitna in this worldly life that everybody is after. And forgetting the consequences, what's going to happen next after I earn this money. What should I do with it? You can see another example of some of the brothers or anybody is collecting money and trying to make the source of money or work from any other type of source. He doesn't care. Left and right, halal or haram. I just have to make it. I have to just pay my bills. I have to raise my family. There's nothing I can do. There is no sweetness of iman inside. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala certainly will ask about that. And we will say like the dua of the Prophet ﷺ that he used to say every after Fajr prayer. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa amalan saliha wa rizqan tayyiba. Our Messenger ﷺ used to say every after Fajr prayer. Allahumma inni as'aluk. Oh Allah, I ask you. Amalan saliha. A pious, righteous deed. Wa ilman nafi'a. And a knowledge that I will benefit from. And rizqan tayyiba. And a rizq that is good. That's the dua our Messenger ﷺ used to say every morning after the Fajr. The Prophet ﷺ said, Inna Allah tayyib la yaqbalu illa tayyib. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is good. He only accepts the good. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us our righteous deeds. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the fitan ma dhahara minha ma batan. Astaghfirullah innahu la ghafur. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. My dear brothers and sisters, I was going to talk about this after Jum'ah, but alhamdulillah, it's a good occasion also. Can you please get closer to each other? Don't leave any gaps, come closer. Every Jum'ah, don't leave any gaps, don't leave any gaps. Get close to each other. Hold up. Alhamdulillah, this thing, ikhwan, is very important, and I mentioned in the first khutbah, is we struggle, my brothers and sisters. We struggle in this dunya sometimes. And I get questions from my ikhwan and sisters. How do I'm struggling, my brother. I can't make salah sometimes on time. And he may not be busy. I'm struggling, akhi, and I'm trying to make my rizq, because halal rizq. Sometimes I do what I gotta do, so I can make my ends meet for my family. I'm struggling, brother. You know, alhamdulillah, I'm struggling with my wife. I'm trying to teach her the deen. However, she's not listening. Same thing for the sister. I'm struggling with my husband. I'm trying to tell him this and tell him that. This is haram, don't do that. But he won't listen. I'm struggling with my kids. I'm trying to stop them from doing certain things that it might be going to harm them later on. They're kids, teenagers nowadays. They don't listen. I'm struggling, brother. What should I do? Well, ikhwan, we do what the Prophet ﷺ is saying us to do. And we do what the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with them, used to do. Allah, ikhwan, if we just understand the book of Allah, the sunnah of our Messenger ﷺ, and hang out and stick with the righteous people of Allah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in this Quran, in his book, Quran al-Kareem, وَاتَّبِعْ سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيْهِ. That's the first thing I should tell you. Follow the ones whom Allah is pleased with. And those are the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with them, and they are pleased with Allah, as he mentioned them in the Quran many times. Now don't you think if we follow their huda, if we follow their guidance, if we follow their teachings, don't you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us righteous and will show us the guidance just like he did to them? Anybody with the mind will think it's the same thing. I gave you the example of you going to school and struggling so you can get that degree. You want to be a doctor, mashallah, so you can help people. You can get the benefits. You struggle in medical school, any professional school. You study hours and hours, and you don't sleep nighttime, and you're working hard so you can make it. I want to get that MD, PhD, a master's, any degree, anything. It's hard, you gotta study for it, you gotta get yourself ready for it. To build the business, you need that liquidation amount of money. You work hard for it, so you can make it. You gotta work hard, it doesn't come easy. It's not easy to be a millionaire. It's not easy to be a professional guy. It's not easy to be a businessman. You work hard for it. Like one is the same thing. If you want the sweetness of Iman in your heart, I want that tranquility in your heart. I want that happiness inside your heart. Stick with the book of Allah. Stick with the sunnah of your messenger and do it. But when you do it with ikhlas. Prophet says, some brothers, I do it, brother. I read the Quran. How much Quran you read? I give you another secret. What keeps the ulama going? What keeps the students of knowledge going? Their love of what they're doing. Their love of knowledge. How can someone be traveling from Iraq all the way for Yemen? So we can listen to one hadith from Ahmed. Musa alayhi salam, he did it before Imam Ahmed. Or before the Sahaba. We saw al-Kahf. Right? The cave. Just remind me, the Prophet ﷺ said, whomever reads Surah Al-Kahf every Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make a light for him between the two Fridays. Do we read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday? So Allah can make that light for us in the Friday. The light of Allah between Jumu'ah to Jumu'ah. If you read Surah Al-Kahf, 10 minutes, Allah will give you that light. And it piles up, and it piles up, and it piles up. Alhamdulillah, and you do it step by step. As the Prophet ﷺ says, أحب الأعمال الله أدومها. The most beloved amal and deeds to Allah are the ones that are continuously being done. And he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he will make it hard on us. He said, even if it's small, even if it's a little bit. If you read the Quran, alhamdulillah, once a day, 1 page or 2 pages, stick with it every day, don't give up. And have a tafsir next to you so you can understand what you're reading. And how many times, akhi, when you do that, get your family together. Not the boys are up in their bedroom, I don't know what Allah subhanahu knows what they're surfing online. And those what they're doing outside. And the brother reading the Quran, I don't know what his wife is doing. Get together, stick together. And the husband is the Lord of the house. He should be the man in the house. And teach his family the deen. Why? Because Allah is saying in the Quran, Allah will ask you about your family on the Qiyamah. Another question. Allah will ask you about your wife, your daughters, your sons. What did you teach them in this worldly life? Are they following the path of the Nabiyyin and Siddiqeen? So Allah will forgive your sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with that son or daughter. That when you pass away, they will make dua above your grave. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond to the dua so He can forgive you. But it's the way you raise them. That's what matters. How will you be increasing your iman? La ikhwan, seeking knowledge. The more knowledge you seek, the more you will fear Allah. I didn't say that. Allah is saying in the Quran. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. Everybody knows that. The ones that are truly fear Allah are the ulama. Why? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say the ulama are the ones who truly fear Allah? Because the more they read the Quran, the more they study the deen and the sunnah of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I love it more. Their taqwa will increase and their fear will increase. Because they're doing it increasingly. I know the Sheikh, mashallah, in Arabia, and he said to his students, if you do not study 16 hours a day, you're not a student of knowledge. Don't ever call yourself a student of knowledge, you're not studying 16 hours a day. As the ulama said, the knowledge will only give you a little bit, even if you give it your entire body. You travel, you buy books, you listen to lectures, you do whatever you can do so you can increase your knowledge and be smart and help the community and give da'wah in the sake of Allah. You do the best you can, but not knowledge will only give you a little bit. That's how Salafun as-Salih were, our pious predecessors. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our knowledge. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our iman. We ask Allah to keep us firm. We ask Allah to grant us the Jannah. Oh Allah.